My name is Sheila Eric, and I'm an infant and early childhood mental health consultant at Children's Resource Center. Today, we'll be talking about tips for helping young children who become fearful of new people, or maybe even people that are familiar in their life, but they're not like a regular part of their life, and then they show some anxiety about being near them. You may notice with the children that you care for or your own children that there seems to be a switch. When they're really little, they are smiley and I'm willing to go to anyone near that is willing to hold them and love on them. To all of a sudden, maybe somewhere in between like 8 to 12 months, they become very clingy and don't want to go to anyone who's even somewhat familiar to them, but it's not the primary caregiver. And this can be really frustrating that they become so clingy, but it's also developmentally appropriate. It's showing, and the good news is that they have a strong attachment with you as their primary caregiver. And this attachment is good. They feel safe and secure when they're with you. And having that strong attachment with a caregiver is vital for facing the stresses that life will bring. Um, a strong attachment with a loving caregiver is a great protective factor for those stressors. It can help buffer stressors later in life. So that's a good sign, even though it can be very frustrating when they're so clingy and you can feel like you just need a break. Um, know that there are some good things in that. And you can also help children become more acquainted and more readily willing to go to, whether it be strangers or someone somewhat familiar to them through play. Pretend play is a great way to teach children and just role play what might happen. So you could pretend that you are someone coming over to visit and interact and how that would go, saying hi and playing with them. And you can explain that people come over and they want to get to know the child and they want to say hi, and the child can say hi back and can play. And so practicing what that might look like. But then there may come times where you're in the moment and the child is very upset when someone comes over to the house or you're out in public and someone comes up. There's some things that you can do to help calm your child in those moments. The first is children are going to feed off of adult emotions. So if you can remain calm and reassuring, that'll help your child be able to calm down as well. Also acknowledge their feelings if they're nervous or scared or sad. Name those feelings. It'll help them identify and also know what to do when they are experiencing those feelings. If your child has a comfort item that helps calm them down and that's available, that also would be great in that moment. And also it's best not to force your child to go with someone that they're not comfortable with. So even if it's a family member who loves the child and really wants to spend time with the child, allow that child to have some time to warm up to that person before they go to them. Let them stay near you, and that someone that wants to, like a grandparent that wants to just interact with a child, maybe have them sit near, have a toy, but let your child stay with you on your lap or in your arms, and just allow that time for them to warm up to that other individual. Here are some great resources I found while researching this topic. 0 to 3 has a lot of great articles. Mind in the Making and healthychildren.org, which is from the American Academy of Pediatrics. In addition to this, you may go to our YouTube channel, which has a ton of resources on social and emotional development for kids and tips for both teachers and parents or other caregivers. Or you can find lots of our social and emotional tips on our Facebook page. We're regularly posting to that site. So thank you for watching, and I hope this has been helpful.